Hello, my name is Sally and I am one of the makeup artists working with Look Fabulous Forever, which is skincare, hair care and makeup specifically designed for the older face. Today I want to talk to you specifically about eyeliner, top tips for applying eyeliner and top tips for keeping your eyeliner on. You might be one of those ladies who suffers, it's very common, suffers from slightly watery eyes, or you find that your eyeliner just disappears or sort of migrates or moves around and smudges throughout the day. It's a really common problem. So what I want to do today is to give you and share with you some of my top tips and ideas to help prevent this problem and to help to keep your eyeliner looking fantastic all day long. Now, the main reason for eyeliner to smudge is that a lot of people have slightly oily eyes, and that can sometimes get worse as you get older. So excess oils around the eyes, either directly from your own skin or from moisturizers, eye creams, eye makeup removers, is one of the main reasons for eyeliner to move. So really important, particularly if you use the Clean Sweet eye makeup remover the night before to remove your eye makeup. In the morning, just make sure that your eyelids and the area around your eyes is completely clear of oils. So take a cotton pad with water and just wipe round so that it's clean, oil-free and dry. And that does make a big difference if you've used an eye cream particularly, or you've used moisturizer the night before and it's gone too close to your eyes. Just make sure that that's not there before you put your eye makeup on. So first thing, eye prime. If you haven't used the Smooth Out Eye Prime, this product, it's really worth trying, and I think this can really help to keep all your makeup on and not moving, but it's really good for eyeliner problems as well. So the tip again is to make sure your eyelids are clean and dry and oil-free when you put it on, and to only use a tiny amount. So my hand is clean, no oil on my hand, and I'm just taking a tiny amount onto my hand. I prefer, and if you do find that your eyeliner moves a lot, using clean brushes makes a difference as well, because if you put them on with your fingers and your fingers have got oils on them, then again you're transferring oils to the eye. So that's what we want to try and eliminate. So if you use I'm using the concealer brush number 4, and put it all over your lid where you're going to be putting your eyeshadow on. And then, as you can see, I'm making sure that I have got it right down to the base of my lashes, so that when I've got my eyeliner on, there is a layer of primer already there. If you find this brush too big to get there, then you could even use a clean wedge brush, just to make sure that you have got a little bit of the eye primer right by the base of the lashes. If you want to wear eyeliner underneath your lashes, and again, if you find that you get migration of eyeliner throughout the day, the other thing you can do is to put a tiny amount of the eye primer on the base of the bottom lashes as well. So you could either use the little wedge brush, again, wedge brush number 8, or a tiny cotton bud to do exactly the same. So I don't usually do this, I don't find I need to, but if this is something that you struggle with, then just a little tiny bit. Either, as I said, with a cotton bud, or you can use the wedge brush just to place a tiny little bit of eye prime underneath. So eye primer is on. Let your primer dry for a few minutes before you start. Certainly before you put your eyeliner on, you want to make sure that's dry. So what I will do now is actually put my eye shades on, my eyeshadow. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the soft eyeliner in dark brown on the top. Now, again, they're lovely and soft. What I like to do to put my eyeliner on, because my eyelids are a little bit more wrinkly, is I like to smooth my eyelid a little bit by just stretching it very slightly. The other thing you can do is you can pinch your eyelid, make sure your hands are oil-free, obviously, to your nose so that the area here is smooth where you put it on. Because they're so soft, I like to put them on in small, slightly more feathery strokes rather than trying to do one perfect line. And just going over it gently, very soft touch. You don't need to press particularly hard. If you press hard, it can make your eyes water and then they'll run and you've got problems then. So I'm going to just, and I like to start on the outer edge, lifting slightly. Try and go right to the base of the lashes. Think to yourself, I'm actually drawing on the base of the lashes. I personally go out to in because I like to lift it at the outer edge and take the pressure off the pencil as I come in so that I'm tapering it slightly. Because they're so soft, they don't drag, and it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Whereas if you use a liquid liner, it does have to look pretty perfect when you put it on because it's so dense and defined. Whereas because these are soft and a little bit smudgy, that's the effect we want. So don't panic. That's what I say. It's practice. Practice makes perfect with eyeliner. But these, if you've never used an eyeliner, they are actually really easy to use because they're so soft. They're just retractable. If you find that it gets really flat and sort of slightly blunt, obviously you can't use a sharpener, but what you can do is to take a tissue and just hold the end and just squeeze it very gently to sort of get it a little bit more pointed. I personally prefer it when it's not too pointed. I quite like the fact of a slightly flatter eyeliner because it's a little bit thicker then. And what I do is just take the pressure off it to taper it. But you can just squeeze it with a tissue if you want to get it a little bit sharper because it obviously goes a little bit flat with use. If you have watery eyes, don't go on the inner waterline of the top or the bottom because it will just run. So just go on the outer edge. So I am going to put a little bit on the bottom. You can use a different colour. You don't have to go quite as dark on the bottom. You cannot use any on the bottom if you suffer from lots of oily round here and smudginess. Is that a word? But if you want to put a little bit on the bottom, you can use a different colour. You could use, I sometimes like to use a slightly lighter colour. So I'm using warm taupe on the bottom. So I've still got a little bit of liner, but nothing too heavy. Taper it in, and then what I do is bring the bottom up to meet the top. So that I don't have a gap. Rather than bringing the bottom down, you don't want to droop everything downwards. Rather than bringing the top down, bring the bottom upwards. Now, another top tip to set your eyeliner and to stop it smudging another top tip is to use your eye shade. So I'm going to use chocolate on the top with your wedge brush, number 8. This is a fantastic brush for this. I'm going to take a little bit of the darker colour and I'm going to go over and set my eyeliner. If you don't want to put another colour on there, you can do exactly the same but using the translucent powder. You can take a little bit of translucent powder onto your wedge brush and just set your eyeliner. But I like to give that little bit more colour. So I'm using a powder, but it happens to be an eyeshadow. And I'm going to just press in the colour over the soft eyeliner. And what this will do is it will set it really well and soften it and just add a little bit more colour. I love the effect that this has. You can either use the same colour underneath. I'm actually going to use a little bit of cocoa underneath so that it's not quite as strong, but that I still then have set the eyeliner. If you still find doing this, you get migration as the day goes on. Another thing you can do is to put a tiny, tiny bit more eye prime at this point, just underneath, just to sort of create a bit of a barrier, just a tiny bit, and just maybe even a tiny little bit of translucent powder over that, just to basically seal it. I don't usually do that, but again, it's something you can try if this doesn't work for you. But I find just putting the cocoa or the chocolate or the eyeshadow that I've used over my eyeliner sets it really well and stops it from moving. Finally, if you find that your eyeliner moves a little bit, I would recommend using waterproof mascara, because again, the waterproof mascara will keep the wetness and the oils away from the skin and away from the eyeliner, and to help to stop migration. So I'm going to use Live Lash Mascara in black waterproof today. If you've got watery eyes, again, really, really good product, which will help keep that eyeliner looking fresh all day long. The final thing that you can do to hold everything in place, if you still find that makeup moves a little bit on you, is to use a setting spray right at the end of your makeup. And there are lots on the market. I like Urban Decay All Nighter and Model in a Bottle are two of my favourites, but there are lots. So when you've finished your makeup, if you wanted to, you can use a setting spray, give it a shake and hold it about 20 centimetres away, 20-25 centimetres away from your face with your eyes shut. I'm not going to do it now, but do it as a little spray in a cross and in an X, and that will just hold your makeup on even more. That can really help too. That can be a game changer for some people. So I hope that that has helped. I hope that's given you just a few hints and tips about applying eyeliner, about keeping eyeliner from moving. It's practice, and it's really important to not touch your face. The more you touch your face, if you're a face toucher, you're going to smudge makeup. So really try and avoid touching your face, particularly with oily hands as the day goes on, rubbing your face. Again, tough if it's hay fever season or if you've just got something in your eye. So just be aware that the least that you can touch your face, the better. Enjoy practicing, playing, because eyeliner can make a massive difference to the way your eyes look as you get older. You can just give yourself back a little bit of definition, which gets lost as our lashes get lighter and everything just fades a little bit. So have fun, and hopefully these tips will help a little bit with keeping everything from migrating and moving. If you've got any comments, please, we'd love to hear from you. Put them in the box below. But thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.